Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. We're back in the saddle here this afternoon, and strategies doing pretty well. Swing machine also doing well. Big bounce in the market today. And for those that are passing by on YouTube, thank you. Thank you. If you have any questions on what it is you're seeing, definitely be sure to visit the website and jot your questions down. You can email them, or if you're so inclined, you're welcome to call. I don't bite. 813-758-8263 any day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're out of Tampa, Florida, East Coast time here in the States. And let's take a look at what we have going on. It is 3 o'clock on Thursday, and we got ourselves a good old-fashioned short squeeze here. Maybe a little bit more than a short squeeze, but let's take a look at it together. First thing, let's go right to the VIX, and we're going to mark this up, and the short signals we'll box off in red, and so let's go do that. So here's the VIX on the 5-minute. Boy, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? This is yesterday's signal. Look at that. So at and she's just trying to get long now, that little devil. But she's still short. And this is from yesterday afternoon at 4:25. Isn't that wild? So I don't think I fully appreciated that. But so in that it is rising against that short, right? It is rising, but it is still in a short signal, and that would have been an indication that that the bulls were going to come out of the ground, and they probably did a couple of times back and forth overnight. But the big move came, the 5-minute move on swing machine now. On swing machine, let's block this off together. Came in at what time? At 8:50 today. And if you had traded that with a mini contract and you still have it, you're up $2,800. If you use the micro, you're up $280. If you use 10 minis, you're up 28,000. The banks and the big boys, they trade thousands of these things. Highly liquid. Let's take a look at NQ 5-minute long, 6:55 a.m. $4,700. YM 11:30 long. Telling you exactly our price, 1,700. Russell 870. Gold long, rather new, up 130. And also too, if you notice, the S&P cash went long on a daily basis. I'm going to slide that up in a moment. That went long 21 days ago at 40.27. At 40.27. Now it reflects $108. You can't trade individual shares of the S&P cash, but you can trade call options. So it's delivered, another way of looking at this, it's delivered 108 points. So if you had bought a call option for 30 to 40 days, 21 days ago at this price, you're probably up about 10 grand. And where is it on our, and it's dead in the middle. It's dead in the middle. The middle of the fairway is 41.16, 42, dead in the middle. But let's slide that out of the way. Yeah, there we go. Now the strategies, let's see if I can, there we go. The strategies have been running overnight, and we're running a strategy called 7-iron, and they got repositioned here. Let's see if I can yeah, we got, bear with me here. Got this a little out of the name of it. Is this the divot marker? These are little beta strategies. The 7-iron is still, if we have any annual members, it's still the same 7-iron. So that's why we're going to block the name so we don't confuse anybody here. We did not make any material changes to the beta strategy, so we're just going to block that out. We were tweaking it yesterday and I forgot to rename the workspace. So these two strategies, this is them here, and real-time P&L lost is 1,138, but we're up close to $5,000. So we will probably shut this down. Well, we're going to be shutting it down very, very soon. We're going to let this run itself in. Oh, look at my little boxes got out of sync here. Well, I tell you what, we'll just erase them. Sorry. What I can do is I'll just slide this back down. We'll put them back in. We'll put the S&P cash. It just takes out the oil trade. And let's see if we can do this again. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Thought it did. Sorry. This is we're trying to mark this up a little bit, but we won't confuse it. Everything is being done robotically on here, with the exception of some of the graphics that we're writing up here. Everything else is, we just frame it up, kind of dress it up a little bit on Zoom. And Boo Boo, how you doing, Boo Boo? Boo Boo had a huge day. His cue is the VWAP. Ichimoku, if it's above a long. Yep. When you have a big day like today, one way or the other on big days during high volatility, a lot of things will work or appear to work. But I'll just say this, Boo Boo, if you're getting it done trading the Ichimoku, and you're doing it day in and day out, then, or whatever it is, then just keep doing it. We're familiar with Ichimoku. We have programs around Ichimoku. One day, we say this to our members all the time, one day, one trading session, 1 week does not make a trading system. That's all. I'll say. I'm not posing that at all. As long as it's getting it done. And Boo Boo may actually be an annual member. I don't recognize the name, but he's saying he's using the 1-3-5 minute trends. So if you are, just keep doing it. We're big fans of building a mechanical swing, something that you can rely on, something that you can repeat. And you're going to have, different results from day to day. Just want to keep track of what you can keep track of, and not just the money, in golf, we obviously make comparisons to golf in a big way. It isn't enough to say, oh, I shot an 87 or I shot an 88, from 1 week to the next, because it doesn't tell you what you need to know on what you need to practice. And otherwise, you get stuck at 87 or 88, but if you can keep track of the number of putts that you've made in a round, the number of fairways that you hit, the number of sand saves, if you can get inside your round, if you're serious about the game, then what is working, what isn't working. And in trading, you need to get inside those metrics. You really do. And you can go as deep or as shallow as you want to go. We go pretty deep, even with our own trading. And so we want to help our own trading, so we'd be in a position to help ourselves, and also be in a position to hopefully help these trading robots. I hope that makes sense. But I'm glad you had a big day, Boo Boo. And it's always fun. Now, we did say for our we do a nightly video, and we did a video every night for our monthly members. We call a base membership. And the Nicholas timing model had gone short a couple of days ago, but what we did see was that we just had a plethora, a lot of stocks in the panic column. We just did. Just as we had just a few days before, a plethora of stocks in euphoria. And it's always hard to do. I think I almost verbalized that last night. I'm like, boy, we got a lot of stocks in panic. But as traders, and we are traders, you have to go through and you have to be prepared to buy them. Not all of them, but get in there, do your due diligence. We have a process. It isn't based on narratives. It's technical in nature, and you to get on them. And any of those stocks that were picked up this morning or late yesterday, for our annual members that have the tool on their desktop are golden, and there are just a ton of them. And it'll take some time, and it may take a few more to get them back up into euphoria. But we can virtually trade too. We have a whole bunch, another technical term, a whole bunch of indicators and strategies and radars. If this market turns, we'll see it right here. So one of the things that we're going to do right here, right now, is we're going to go into the that ES program, and we're going to turn it off. And we're going to take, what a beautiful run that was. Holy smokes. That was a big run. So we're going to go in and we're going to disable, and we're going to close it. And we put that in the house. That cleans up the other drawdown. And we still have the 7-iron running. Let's go take a peek at that. Wow, what a run. So we got eyes on it, and we'll keep you posted. Now, basically the only decision we've made was when to turn them on, and where we're going to turn them off. Yeah, big run. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll periodically take a peek in that YouTube chat. Okay, so we're getting a little dip. It's past 3. We're going to go in and capture this these profits right here, right now. We're going to disable the strategy, and we're going to close that trade. So the strategies are done. And I think we can actually, let's see what happens here. They just actually, I'm surprised that they didn't stay in our little window here. But we'll just, yeah, there's still, I don't know why they reposition. Oh, I know why. I gotta probably click on this. No, that's kind of weird. I don't know why it got out of view. They're still running, but they're not in the account. They're still running on but they're out of position. I don't know why that is. So I won't mess with it. So we're in the house. So this what you see here, this is running the strategy still on the charts. There's basically two of them. That's like the combined, but this is what we captured. And so we, swing machine, and in these strategies, these trading robots, we make the comparison to like a fish finder. And you get this whole big lake to go fishing in. And you got your boat, you got your stuff, you got your bait, you got everything. And it's the beginning of the day, and you're like, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go fishing? Where am I going to drop my hook? And that's what we use these tools for. We use Swing Machine that way. We use the strategies that way. But it's still our job, your job, to get the fish to the boat and in the bucket. Got to get it in the bucket. You decide to play around with that fish and let him run, or let him, he'll come back to the boat. Maybe, maybe not, right? So we're traders. So it really is liberating. We don't really care about how high the market goes, how low the market goes. As a trader, at least, as a mentality, as a trader, as with this block of time, this block of money, I don't really care. It can go to 5,000, it can go to 2,000. I just need liquidity, which we have in these markets. I need volatility, which we have, right? It's coming back in. I mean, this is actually normal volatility. This is normal. I mean, it's beautiful trading setups right now. I don't like it too high. And so those are some of the key things that we need. Then we need good, solid tools, whatever it is you're doing, so that you can repeat it. And it'll be different. Someday you're going to catch a 10-pound bass, and someday you're going to catch 3 bass, but they're only going to weigh less than 5 pounds together. But we do use metrics like profit factor, time in the market, to measure that. That's a beautiful thing. Now, if we're trading options, it's a little bit different. It's not that we're not concerned with how high or how low the market goes, but we're not really too concerned with the intraday traffic of the market. We're interested off of the closes. We're interested in the timing. We're interested in the implied volatility, and we have tools to help us there. And there were a ton. Swing Machine teed up, both Swing Machine, but in particular, we have a radar called the Options Club Selector, options, and there just were a ton of trade setups on the long side. They were vastly on the long side last night. And it's always difficult, because the option trades, when you really get going with the option trades, Swing Machine is a trend identification system. You're going with the trend intraday, but option traders will do their best. It's almost by nature to be a contrarian counter trader. You're going against the grain. That's where you'll make the most money, whether you're buying them or selling them. You're going to make it going to be easier if you're a seller of options than buying them, and put time on your side. But there was quite a bit to be had. Enjoy. If you have any questions. Thanks, Boo Boo. You're seeing the amount change here because we are going back in looking at various strategies. And we actually ran a we had tweaked the divot. It was actually the divot marker enhanced that we had tweaked. I think it would have ran better if we hadn't. But again, what we're trying to do here is to be mechanical robotic traders. There isn't. I wish there was. There isn't one robot that is going to trade all the markets every single day, be profitable all the time on every single trade. It would be like trying to trade or play golf with one club. Could you do it? Yes, but you're gonna have a hard time scoring, if you had to play with a 7-iron, right? So we have these different trading robots, just as you would have, 14 clubs in a bag. And it's up to you as the golfer to choose what you want to hit, when you want to hit it, and what you're trying to get done, and where you are in the field. So it's very comparable, even if you're not a golfer. Do you need 14 trading robots? Probably not. Do we have at least 14? Oh, we got more than that. And they keep growing. And it's just because we keep growing and we have new members all the time. And in fact, I think we even do have, robots, or at least the code is such to, trade in and around, the Ichimoku. But what helps us with these robots is the ability to do some back testing, not to necessarily make a hard and fast decision on the back test, but to measure our performance against the back test, and to develop what we call, kind of an efficiency rating. Are we getting it done? I hope that makes sense. But if you have any questions, feel free. We're going to let this run until about 4 o'clock. I would be the least bit surprised that I don't think the market's going to, rapidly turn down and go short here, but we'll probably have some profit taking, right, in the last hour. We won't know about the Nicholas daily signal. I don't think it's going to have been enough to have him back off of his short signal. We won't know until one tick past 6 p.m. tonight, and then our members will get a video view of that and then some. And for those that are passing through on YouTube, we hope you're having fun. Trading should be fun, right? Even the game of golf. I've met, hundreds of thousands of golfers, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds, maybe 1,000 golfers over the years. When you pull up and you don't always have somebody to play with. Even if I do have somebody to play with, you might play up with another couple of people. And so I've met all kinds of people and all kinds of golfers at all kinds of levels. And, the one, if I have a pet peeve on the golf course is, I love to play the game and I love the time. But when I get out there and it's, on the 4th or 5th hole, 6th hole, and I happen to be playing with somebody that is just miserable, they're just in a miserable state of mind. They're throwing their clubs, and it happens, grown men and not so much women, but grown men anyways. I've seen it, throw the clubs in the lake, throw the clubs in the woods, cursing and upset and just carrying on. And it's just a distraction. And I kind of, I never really say anything. Don't know the folks. Anybody could be having a bad day, but why do something? Why try to play a game if it's a source of frustration, a source of anger, or something that is just not fun? why do it? Why do anything if you don't enjoy it? And it's part of the game. Trading is the same. And so, but I'm human. If there are days that, I'm just not in a good frame of mind for whatever reason, then the last place I want to do is come down and sit in front of the market and to try to do something to, I don't. I just don't. But I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's a source of creativity. It's a source of curiosity. Um, it's fun. Just flat out fun. And at the same time, you make a couple of shekels, and it's scalable, and it is repeatable. It is repeatable. It most definitely is. Now, I don't think we should look at the daily. Let's do that together here. Let me slide this up. There we go. Whoops. Let's do that again here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see if I can push this over here. Okay. Can't see my controls. There it is. All right. So the S&P is trading at 41.34. This is on we don't see the daily. How did I lose my daily? I don't have all my controls in view here, so I'm having a hard time. I can't slide, so I won't, but this is a daily. This is a daily. That's going to be an issue here too, though. On a daily basis, the S&P went long 21. You see what I'm saying? I missed my, how do I, it's this 30. Why did I lose my time here? I don't have my cursors to know where I'm at. Yeah, it's because of the settings I got on Zoom. So I'm having a hard time bringing it back into view. So I won't guess at it, but S&P is on a daily trading at 41.34. It went long 21 days ago, 21 days. It's still got pressure down and it's fairly split and it's dead in the middle of the fairway. Now I am going to change the VIX to a daily. And where is the VIX? And the VIX is at -40. So they're both under here. So I'm not so sure that I trust this move today. From an option standpoint, I wouldn't. I'm not. Um, getting super bullish here. I think it's been a good day for the bulls. And if person put on some options this morning or late yesterday, boy, and had a big pop, I think I'd be taking some of those profits anyways. But we're really still in the middle. It's not like we're at the extremes. So this market is still a little undecided what we want to do. We're going to put this back to a 5-minute though, 5-minute time frame. And you do need to decide when you're trading what markets are you going to trade? When are you going to trade? What are you going to trade? As far as markets, how often are you going to trade? What strategy are you going to use? What kind of leverage are you going to use? You don't want to be winging that shit. You do not. Okay. Again, come back to the game of golf. A lot of times the night before, if I know the course that I'm going to play, I will almost shot by shot, play the golf course in my mind. I actually fall asleep, I probably don't play all 18, but okay, this is, more or less the, where I want to be. And, it never plays out exactly the same. It never does. But, or on the drive to the golf course. I'm like, okay, first tee, first hole, I most pretty much now know the various courses I'm going to play. Sometimes I'm playing a brand new course and I got to be like, well, I'll just play it, I just got to take my time. I've played enough golf to know that, that it's going to be, a full day. It's going to be, 3.5 hours, hopefully no more than four, ideally 3.5. And if I love to get off to a good start, but if I don't, I know I have plenty of time to regroup, right? And so, usually, and I trade really kind of the same way. I like to just, get settled in, get off to a decent start, and then, just play the course at hand. Don't try to force it. Don't try to get a birdie on every single hole. Don't try to get an eagle on every single par five. You probably don't need it. It's okay to play in regulation, especially if if you're playing the course for a score, or you're playing the course to win or beat your buddy. And just to take your time and to keep your emotions in check. And I do practice, and a lot of times when I'm on the golf course, when I'm going to be hitting a shot, if it's a 5-iron or, my mind will reflect back, to, I've hit, hundreds or thousands of 5-irons, at a driving range. I'm just block out the trouble mentally, block out everything. And that's why it can be a very big distraction. If you have somebody that you don't know, whatever, and he's throwing clubs and cursing and walking in front of you and carrying on. Fortunately, we don't have to deal with that, with the trading. It's pretty quiet. We don't run a trading room per se. We do have these live Zooms every day for our members should they need to get hold of us for something. We want to support the tools that we've provided them, our annual members, but their individual trading, their individual game, that's individual. That's no, I can't hit the shots for them as much as I'd love to, right? 24 if you're trading futures. Any questions on futures? Beautiful markets. With futures, what I like about futures over options, I find them more liquid. I find them more simple. I don't have to deal with time decay. I really don't have to deal with implied volatility. Um, they're just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Options can be fun, but they can be illiquid. You got to deal with time decay. You got to deal with the implied volatility being too high, too low. Now we got tools to sort that mess out, consistently. In fact, I'm going to go and look and see if I can even bring this into view. Now we have a tool that can give us stock opportunities. And this will be really, really interesting to see this. I bet you it's had a huge day. And so I'm going to go to what we call the Pro Shop. Now this tool can be on your desktop. And now I haven't even seen this, so I'm going to bring this into view. We'll try to do this here. Let's see here. I don't want that to go. Be careful it doesn't get out of view here. All right, so I'm going to sort this by date. All right, so we take out number one. This is called the SMC Trade Generator Pebble Beach Triggers. This is for trading stock. All of these triggers are today. Sell signals and buy signals. Now, we don't have enough time to go through each one. The purse is based upon a $10,000, trade. You could trade 5,000 to 50,000, 100,000, and you could use options, but we have to pick some amount, and you can change it. You can customize it. But what I want to bring your eyes to, so whatever number we have over here, -1, will tell us how many stocks this has generated today. So let's come down and look. Okay, so right now, there are not 31, but 30 we take out. So out of 30 stocks, if we look at the trade purse, we are profitable in all but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually just okay. But 30 signals as of 340, and it's profitable in all but 6. It's pretty sweet, right? The biggest one, of course, is this thing, Hasbro. I don't know if they had earnings, but that was a big trade. It went off at 5104. Now, stocks are always subject to gaps. So that did gap. You could have had it down in here at 54. 51, you wouldn't have had it. Okay, so it's doing it off the open. So but you still would have, pretty good. So you still gotta, deal with it. Is it a gap situation? And it's a beautiful tool, real time. Boo Boo, you may not want to say, and that's fine. Are you a member of us? Is it somebody I know? Don't know. The VWAP is always an interesting, and we do have programs around the VWAP, which is volume weighted at price. And particularly with stocks, the VWAP can be interesting. Price has a tendency, we may play it a little bit differently than most. For us, we notice that price has a tendency to come back to the VWAP. So we don't play across on the VWAP, but when price gets too far above VWAP or below VWAP, chances are price is going to come back toward the VWAP. Institutional money may send a block of money, millions of dollars, to a broker, and they might say, get me long, get shares of such and such a stock and average me in at the VWAP or better. So they'll set programs, and if the price falls below the VWAP, they'll be there to buy it up. Gets above the VWAP, they won't buy it up. And it's just a way of averaging in. So it has its places. I'm not sure it's, for every day. The issue with trading stocks for us is that you use too much, in our view, for us, we use too much capital. Even though you may have the capital, it may not matter, but I think it's a good practice if you're running any kind of business of any kind, a Subway store, a medical distribution company, Walmart, a coffee shop. You want to try to use as few resources as you can, right? You may have the bank, you may have the capital, to run it sloppy, but you want to maximize your capital. You want to get as little capital as you can, and try to get the greatest return on investment, your ROI. So stocks for us just uses, here today, the margin, at least from 9 o'clock on, the most margin we use is like $2,000 or $3,000. Very little capital. On a percentage trend, huge return. But these were also trading, before 9, and so they would have been using even, more capital. But if we were using stock, if you want to get 100 shares of the SPY's trading at, 410, 413, you get 100 shares of the SPY. That's $41,000 you're putting in. That money's got to have settlements, got to clear, every few days. Whereas you can move in with futures and use as little as, what, 12, $1,300. So as we wrap up here, and we will need to turn down at 4 p.m., we're looking at the VIX, getting a little perky here toward the end of the day. So we could be right back down the other side. But we'll need to see a little bit further tonight. But the ES, the tea time, the 8:50 tea time, that was the one. And that's up 2,900 here going into the close. The NQ, 6:55 a.m., 5 grand, 5 grand. We get two or three of them. You know what? I think I'd probably take half of them off. 11:30, at least 11:30 a.m. Dow, 1,500. Russell, 11:45, 700. Gold, not so much. And then oil, we don't have view on. Our strategies from midnight last night, deposited that. Tomorrow will be another day. We'll let the markets close out. We'll review our algos tonight. We'll look for more opportunities. Last night we did say there was just a ton of stock that were in the panic column, and it was setting up for for a bounce. I didn't think you never know. I didn't think it was going to be this significant, but looks like it was pretty good. My guess is tonight we'll probably have a lot less stocks in euphoria and probably have a lot less stocks in panic. We're going to be probably dead in the middle. And tomorrow's Friday. Then we got the beginning of the month. So then you got new money coming in at the beginning of the month. So this may be, a May 5th type situation where the next test back down could be around May 5th or 6th. Sometimes for whatever reasons seem to come around the 5th or the 6th. But regardless, we're going to play. What we like to say is we don't get caught up in the macro babble. We play the shot from where the ball lies. That's it. You have your tools, you have them, you carry them around in your golf bag, you have them on your desktop. Decide what you want to play, what shot you want to do. Maybe you make $200-300 and you do that 4 or 5 times a day. Okay. Maybe you had one shot and it paid 2,700 or 4,700. Okay. And maybe you don't play tomorrow. Maybe you take off and have a nice long weekend. Don't have to play every day. Wouldn't be the least bit surprised. Tomorrow's an inside day where we don't go anywhere near the high that we established today, and we don't go near the low that we established yesterday. We stay inside that, which is a great trading situation. If you haven't made your money though by Friday, boy, I'm not so keen on trading on Fridays. Rather you protect your profits, go into the weekend feeling good, and don't give it back. Next week you have plenty of time. There's a distinct advantage to trading small, but also trading early. Start early in the day, start early in the week, because then you have more opportunity to do what? To quit early. And finishing your day on a good note, finishing your week on a good note is psychologically really important for your long-term trading health. Have fun, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, we're getting threatened with some weather